Okay, we are live. Welcome, welcome to In the Spot with Tyra. I'm here on Vancouver Island, and it is a chilly morning. I think it's like almost -2 or something. So us Islanders are pretty big sissies. And you know the old saying, better late than never. But hey, we had a few technical issues, but perseverance paid off and we got them worked through. So I just want to cover a couple things with you before we get going, and I introduce my guests. I have two of them today. I want to say feel free to share. I love your interaction. So go ahead and interact. You can see, where is it, right here? The StreamYard logo. If you've never interacted on here, you need to give them permission in order to do that, because like I said, I love to hear from you. I won't answer back until I'm done, obviously, but I will answer back. And if you're hearing this on Facebook, I encourage you to follow my page, and I will also be on YouTube. So go ahead and follow me there, Tyra Niebergall. So I think that's kind of it. You know, something that came up this morning, my husband was asking me why I'm doing these interviews, because it's something I've done even when I was with my other company. For 3 years, I was doing them. I just love doing interviews. And he said, why? Why are you doing these? And, you know, I find with OnPassive, I want people to catch the vision. I want them to get it, to get how massive this company is, and that it is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. These kind of things don't come around every day, folks. And yeah, and to be able to understand the company more, the products, and the founders. There's so many amazing people in this company. So, saying that, I'm going to bring two amazing people on here right now. Here is Julie and Milo. Welcome, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us on the show today, Tyra. We enjoy it. We're usually doing the interview, so it's good to be here with you today. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's really exciting. That's something that when I was putting out about this interview coming up, I said, often interviewers are never interviewed because they're always on this side during the interviews. So it was really neat when we got connected and to be able to interview each other and understand where we're coming from. I think that's wonderful. So we're going to jump in here now. You two are not husband and wife, you're friends, correct?
Yes. We talk sometimes like husband and wife.
You like how do you know each other? How are you friends? How did you connect in doing your Julie and Milo show?
Milo, do you want to start?
I can. I was going to say, Tyra, sometimes we kind of act like husband and wife, you know. I'll get on her about something and she get on me. You know, we have fun. We have a lot of fun together. But the way we started out was we was both with we was with a company even before, and I had met her through chats and stuff like that, but didn't know her. And then we got into another company together, and I had one of the girls from the other company sign on with me, and she signed up Julie, and so I met her in Hollywood, right where she should be, you know.
Yes, it was 2018, correct? When we met each other, and we just been friends, and we've been really close since. And every time when we get on the phone, we're like, "Oh, what's exciting?" So Milo shared his excitement, and so that's where we kind of started it.
Because you guys aren't even in the same town, are you, or in the same state?
No,
I'm in Newport, California, and Milo is in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, okay. So you struck up a friendship. Did you say 2018?
2017 is when we heard about each other.
Okay, and then the both of you obviously got into OnPassive So what was the draw there? Why did you both decide to get into OnPassive?
Well, it's kind of a different story, but I had a founder call me up and mention it to me, and I said it sounds too good to be true. I said, nah, I said, man, I wish it was something like that, but I said, no, I'm going to pass on it. But I drove down the road about 15 minutes, and something in this saying to me, man, you know, that's kind of dumb. What if this is true? You know, what if you're giving up an opportunity? And I've never been one to try to pass up an opportunity. You know, I take risks sometimes. And so I got home and I called and I signed up. Well, Julie, I don't remember. I don't even remember. It was quite a while later. We were friends and we were talking and I was struggling. And actually, Julie helped me out. And, you know, because she had some money and I was in between money. And so she says, you know what, I can say, and I said, no, you know, and then finally I said, okay, well, if you want to, you know, and so she did. Well, then when I sent it back to her with interest, I also bought her a spot into OnPassive. And it's the best thing that ever happened for me because she's the best. I mean, she's got an incredible team and she's doing an incredible work. So that's my story. Now you tell yours, Julie.
Well, thank you, Milo, for your kind words. So basically, the company that we both involved last year, I was heavily involved in the way that not building a team, but I was with a founders of that company, and Milo see how hard I worked. Travel every single month from one country to the other and from one state to the other, and being a single mom, just traveling like that and working so hard because I myself, when I see a vision, the vision that actually help and create win-wins for everybody, it's when I really get locked in. For me, is mind and heart connected. Always works. And so I was working very hard, unfortunately, because of the guidelines or because of unclear communication. The company didn't do very well because Milo at that time was really rooting for me, watching me, cheering for me when it was a good time. But then he thought of me. He said, she works so hard. And then he bought me a position in OnPassive. And then we kind of go back in time, and every time he tells me, he said, Julie, you're never going to have to worry about money anymore, not in your lifetime, not in your children's time. And I thought that was too good to be true. And I said, I don't know. I said it to myself. I didn't say it to Milo, but I said, you must have smoking something because I don't think anybody anybody would willing to do it for me or for you, for anyone and any of the human beings. And so as soon as I finished what I did, and life was tough then. And yes, Milo did help me out when I was at the downtime also. So we kind of help each other out in a way. And then when I finished with what I was doing, and I thought, I have to plug in because I need to understand what OnPassive is all about. And so I plugged in, I listened to the webinar, and I just connecting the dots. And that's when the light switch just turned on. I can't sleep at night. And that's where we are right now, having a conversation with the greatest Tyra.
That's amazing. Well, that's the beauty of humanity, if you will, in that we can be struggling and someone comes along and gives us a helping hand, and then in turn we're blessed back. And that's kind of how it sounds with the two of you. I can understand. I was a single mom for 12 years, and it's challenging. So to have someone come alongside of you and help or encourage, that's a priceless thing to have, really, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So now you're here, and the last several months, and correct me if I'm wrong, the last several months, for whatever reason, you guys decided to do a Julie and Milo show. Now, how did that come about? And why would you do something like that? Give us a little bit of history there.
Well, believe it or not, it was only like a month and a half ago. We put a ton of videos out. I think we're like at 55 videos or something in a month and a half. But she's been working me to death almost. But anyway, we started out. We were talking. I think I was kind of wanting to make something to help our team out, you know, and to make them have something that they could, a video or whatever that they could share and stuff like that, and try to, you know, because I've been around a long time. I've been with Amway. I've been with all of the, you know, the multi-level network marketings, and you know, and it's not that they've been bad to me, because some have been really good to me, but I mean, it's always that thing where the, you know, you can't duplicate what you know, you just can't duplicate it. And so we decided, I said something about making a video, and she said, yeah, I would like to make a video for me too. I said, well, let's do it. So that's how it actually started. And because the thing that we did first was, I don't know if you remember, the very first video we did was Milo meets Ash. Now, to me, that changed my whole life. Meeting Ash changed my whole life. When he walked through that door and I seen him from 40 feet away with that big old smile, and he walks over and he don't know me from Adam, throws his arms around me and says, my brother, you know, and then we sit down and we talk, and I mean, his heart was just, the passion in his heart, you know, and his energy was just off the charts. And we sit there and we talk for 30, 45 minutes, you know, and it changed my whole mindset. And I realized that this is really real. Not that I didn't believe it before, because I did kind of believe it, you know what I'm saying? But this took it to a whole new level. Now, I mean, I believe it 100%, you know, and I always have this saying, we're changing the world. I think OnPassive changing the world, one person at a time. And it started with Ash Mafaro, you know. So that's my story, Julie.
Yes. Being a person who does a lot of things on her own, I'm a kind of like try to be a superwoman, try to do everything on my own, and then wasn't successful as the way I would like it to be. And starting to join network marketing 2017, and I was not successful at all, but losing so much money. And I thought, you know, OnPassive is way too big. When I get to plug in and understand a part of it, I think OnPassive is way too big. And in order to grab people's attention, you need to have the first 3 or 5 minutes, and then that's it. And you can't really. So I've been thinking of doing a video of myself communicate with the viewer about OnPassive. And so I have been, like, you know, nurturing that idea and wanting to do that. And then when Milo and I had a chat together, we were like, yeah, let's do something for our team. And so we said, well, why don't we just do the Julie and Milo show, and we can dissect a little bit about OnPassive. So yes, our first video was about how Milo meets Ash. And then after that, we do a series of videos about how OnPassive can help certain individuals, certain businesses. And we were successful doing that, although, you know, it's really a communication of OnPassive vision. And so we did that. And then we thought, you know, this is a really safe place because there are so many founders around the world. Maybe we wanted to make this place into a safe place where founders can get to know each other. And so we invited founders to join us and tell their stories, and it has been very successful. I'm not a YouTuber person, but I mean, we've done over 50 videos, and we have a lot of love from the community. And yes, we love to hear more, you know, on our founders. So.
Well, that's so interesting, you know, because when you bring in your personality, and now you guys are tying that together, it becomes very unique, you know, and that's the beauty of branding yourself. because it's something that, you know, the two of you have a dynamic and you bring it forward. And I mean, what better way than to share real stories? I mean, you can't say, no, that's wrong, because it's each of the person's story and how they got to where they got to. You know, so
it is.
Go ahead.
Yes, it is true, because many of us who has stories, and we don't really know how to start, or there's so many stories that we don't want it to tell. But when they are in a space where they feel safe and comfortable, to be able to tell the story of their life. And I think that is, it's really incredible that many of our founders really trust us being there, and trust that the community of OnPassive Go founders would like to hear their stories. And so we cry together, we laugh together, and we have a lot of fun.
That's excellent. I just want to go back to something Milo said when you talked about meeting Ash. And, you know, time and time again, as I have talked to people, they've really brought forward the same thing that you're saying. I mean, how many CEOs of how many huge mega companies will walk into a room, throw their arms around you, and give you a big hug and sit and talk to you for 30 to 40 minutes?
There's none.
You get the person and their personality right there.
Right. And I've been in business my whole life, and it just doesn't happen. Normally, not on the first meeting anyway. They'll warm up to you after a while and you become good buds with them or whatever. But man, it was just like we hit it off right away, and it was just so incredible, you know, and I think he grows on you too. So all the people that are in it, as we talk to the the founders now, which we love doing. I mean, me and Julie feel like, you know, we got the best job in the world, you know, because we get to talk to the founders, you know. And I mean, there's some incredible stories out there, and sometimes people think their story's not important, but everyone's story is important to someone, and it can be to you, you know. And so if you sit and you tell us your story, you know, and we try to pull things out of you, you know, we like to know what's unique about you. What have you did that no one else did? Who would have knew that Renford had cooked for the Queen of England, you know? Who would have knew that Stephen Watson is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the highest jump, you know? And you find out stuff like this, you know, you know, just all these guys we've talked to, Key Wendell, you know, we've talked to some incredible guys, and we've met some incredible people. When it first started out, it was, we wanted to do something for our team kind of to help build. But then we realized, no, that's the wrong way to go. You know, it's not about us and our team, because we're all a team. So we took all our links off, and we did away with everything. We said, hey, you want to use it, man, you use it however you want to. We don't care. We're doing it for the community. We're doing it for you, you know. And if nothing else, if you come on our show and you do your show, you got a great CD or whatever that you can hand down to your kids and your grandkids, telling them about the story in 20, 30 years when, you know, now OnPassive becomes bigger than Google, you know, and you got a story that you told on the Julie Milo show where you were one of the original founders. You know, it doesn't get better than that, you know. And so we're just really excited about it.
Well, I certainly don't blame you, because, you know, just hearing bits and pieces of all this and seeing how things evolve, it's always interesting, because you had your mind set this way and this was what you were going to do, but it kind of did almost well, not a full 360, but, you know, you really shifted. Oh, yeah. And it sounds like you guys have really found your niche now.
Oh, yeah, we feel like we've hit the groove, you know, and I mean, it's just a beautiful place to be, you know, because like I said, other than, you know, trying to do 3 shows a day, which Julie sometimes wants to do, but for an old guy, that's kind of hard, you know.
You know, here's another thing too, is that there are a lot of founders who hasn't spoken publicly or in front of camera by themselves, and then when they'll get on our show, they'll start saying, "Oh, well, you know, you guys are so comfortable. I got over my fear, you know, and especially for me, me too. I don't speak in front of camera, you know." And so it helped us help myself also, and a lot of the founders who on a show get picked up by Tyra, get picked up by other people to get them on the webinar to speak. And so I think every one of us has this story, and I can't wait to hear your story, Tyra. So looking forward to the interview, and so I think it's really a safe place where they can share the story, and that it is a evidence showing that when OnPassive was creating, I was there. You know, you can actually to your grandchildren and say, you know, the dynasty that I'm building for you, I am here. This is the evidence that I was there at the beginning. I was helping to building it. So
yeah, it's just so neat to listen to, because, you know, when you have such a big company, so many people get dropped between the cracks, especially the quiet ones. You know, the ones that speak up and stuff. Yes, it's easy to come to the forefront, but it's the quiet ones. And, you know, that's what I'm seeing here, and with many that are coming forward, is that it's a very family-centered, you know, not that we're blood family, but you become this family, this unit, and we're saying, you know, this is not normal corporate. This is not ladder climbing. This is not me stepping on you to get what I want. This is about us helping each other, because in turn, we're all helped.
absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, and I like to think, even like right now, you don't know who's on your team. I don't know who's on my team. Nobody knows who's on their team, you know, and you won't know until the public launch, right? So you could be helping people that are on your team anyway. You know what I'm saying? So these people that want to hold everything to themselves, they could be hurting themselves, because, you know, there could be someone that, you know, they could be helping that is not, you know. So we're just excited about it, you know, and with the Give Back program, you know, there's no better thing than, you know, like we talked to the founders, and originally people was wondering, you know, we'll wonder how much I'm going to make or whatever. That's all gone to the side now. All the founders are thinking, man, you know, that's a done deal. Now I got to get my heart and my mind set so that I know how to give out, you know, because there's something to that too, you know, that when you become, you know, you have this overflow of money, you know, abundance of money, what are you going to do with it all? Are you going to keep it all in a little pot? Or is it better to hand it out and watch that pot that you hand out of grow bigger and bigger and bigger, you know? And I like that part of it. I mean, I'm thrilled about the give back, and, you know, how I can give to someone and bless someone and then get back also.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that when Ash drew a tree and he turned the tree upside down and sideways, he didn't say much. But, I mean, the people in our company that right now, all the active leaders that are in the company right now are going to become the root of the tree. You know, if he has to turn that upside down, the tree always go, you know, like, in the whole, I guess, in the whole scheme of the network, the top leaders, and it has all those people, the under that level. But then if you turn around, these active leaders are actually the root of the tree, and you have the strong leaders, you have a stronger tree. And if there are stronger trees, stronger branches, you make better fruit and healthier fruit. So I really like it when he showed that tree to all of us, and that's how that's how I understand.
Yeah, the analogy. Well, you know, something, I'm on Vancouver Island, so I'm around rainforest, and something that when you brought that up, when we had seen that happen, that really connected for me is in the rainforest, all the trees that are evergreen, they don't have tap roots that go down deep.
Right.
They have roots that go across. So they interconnect with all the other trees with them, right? And that gives them their strength. So when I saw that, that really resonated with me, because a taproot is kind of, you know, I'm my own. I don't need you. I'm doing this. I'll find where the water is. Thank you very much. But when you look at how the rainforest is and how the trees are, and that connection, to me, that is so representative of OnPassive and how people are doing this, whether say like an Ash, or, you know, some of those that have made tons of money online, to maybe the lady that barely has a nickel to rub together but got the money together to be a founder. We're all on the same playing field. We're all together. I just, yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, Julie, because that is right on.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that analogy.
Yeah, for sure. So I have one more question for you guys, and it's kind of a wrap up. What do you guys see, or what do you want to achieve? And I know there's some of the things you've covered already, but what are you hoping to achieve with each of you being a part of OnPassive, you know, personally, because of course we have to take care of our own bottom line first, and then we're able to spread out. So personally, what do you see achieving, and maybe going forward, what can you see?
You, Julie, or me?
You go ahead, Milo.
All right. For me, my thing is I want to be able to bless people. I've always enjoyed blessing people, but I also having the realization in my mind that you have to have something in the funnel to get it out. Now, my late wife, I always used to laugh and tell her, say, Peg, you know, you got to have something in the funnel. You can't just give out. You got to have some money there to give out, you know, but she could just do that, you know, which, you know, I loved her for it. But in the same sense, it would be a great thing for her right now with OnPassive, because with her heart, you know, we'd be giving to everybody. And now I feel like that I can do that also, because I have it, you know, that if I give something away, well, guess what? It's going to be there tomorrow for me. If I give it away, it's going to be there bigger tomorrow, you know, and I give more away and there's more there. There was an old song that we used to do. I grew up in church, and so I used to play a song at offering time, and it said, there's joy in giving. And I found it to be true that the more you give to Jesus, the more he's going to give back to you. So giving to you just can't give any more than you can afford. You'll find your cup will overflow. You just can't outgive the Lord. And that's kind of like it is with OnPassive, you know. I see it as, you know, this bucket here, and every time you take some money out of the bucket and you pay someone's way into it, you buy them a spot into it, it puts a bigger bucket down there for you to dig into, you know. And it's amazing. So that's what it's going to be to me. I'm going to be able to bless a lot of people.
That's beautiful.
There's a lot of people hurting right now.
As for me, I always like to give freely. And in order to give freely, you got to make sure that you are taking care, that your bottom lines are taken care. I also would like to take care of the people, take care of me. It started with since I was born. You know, I did share a little bit of a story about how my dad got captured, and there's people just come and help us, and you know, so I kind of live that life where you know, I give freely, give when I can, and I have no doubt about, you know, when I see somebody need help, all I need is just, I know that I'm taking care no matter what. If I have little or a lot, I know I'm always taking care. And because I'm living like that, I always like to give freely and not be able to stop me. So I think having the wealth is the ability for me to be able to make the decision quickly, because when you need to make a decision in life, and you have to depend on what you have and what you do. So then OnPassive has a way for me to be able to make that decision quickly and be able to give freely. And I do have positions where I designate it to certain organization or certain area. I'm really big about educating people. I don't have that education growing up as much. So I'm desired to be able to build that building or an organizations that help educating people. I'm really big about spreading kindness. And so that is something that is a platform that I always wanted to build on, after my bottom lines are taken care of. So I think that's really big. And I like to do it in the global level.
And I think one thing that I failed to mention was the time freedom too. Of course, we all going to enjoy the time freedom, where we can do whatever we want to,
Exactly.
Absolutely. And yes, I totally agree. Just 1 second on that part is that I have 2 daughters, and I always advise my daughter or anybody that I talk to, there is so much more around the world than what it is in our phone, than what it is in the area that we're living in. So yes, time and freedom and the ability to travel all over the world is what I dream of for myself and for my daughters.
Yes. Oh, you guys, that is just marvelous. Those are wonderful goals, and with OnPassive, we will surely reach them. Not only filling our bottom line, but boy, are we going to be able to affect the world. That so excites me. That's one of my husband and my greatest passion, is helping those with this. So you guys are awesome. Wow, that was great. I can't believe how the time flew, when you just start chit-chatting like this. And I sure appreciate you guys taking the time. This has been so wonderful. Thank you, and bless you both in what you're doing and going forward with OnPassive. I know we're going to see more and more of what you have to offer.
Well, thank you, Tyra, and thank you for having us on the show. And I'm sure we're going to see each other around at some of the meeting places, wherever, we're at, and we'll know each other. That's a good thing. We feel like we know you now. So thank you for having us on.
Thank you so much, Tyra. I really appreciate you, and look forward to your interview on Julie and Milo's show in February.
Yes, what did we book? We booked the 3rd. Yes, the 3rd at 3:30.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah. Absolutely.
So that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for me. Like I said, I've had very few where I'm on the other side. So it's going to be fun being on the side that you guys are on right now. So
get ready.
Yeah, thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you for all your comments. Go ahead and continue to make comments. I will interact with you as soon as I can, and reach out to us if you need more information and you want to find out how to be a part of this community. We are more than willing to help you out. So thanks, everyone. Have a super day. And I guess it's the weekend already if you're in certain countries. So all the best to you. Bye for now.